All right, so let's talk about handling doubt and fear. Now, doubt and fear are really big factors that actually tend to cripple entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, right? And that's because they're very real emotions and they happen to the best of us. They plague the best of us, you know? And the reason I've said that is because that leads me into my first point. You will never fully get rid of doubt and fear. As much as we read all the books that say kill fear, as much as we watch all the videos that say, like get rid of fear, get rid of doubt and stuff, there will be points in your life, especially as a solopreneur, where you will have to tackle doubt, you will have to tackle fear. However, there are ways to actually manage the process of dealing with doubt and fear, right? Our reality is that you can actually try your best to take control of these crippling thoughts that are doubtful and these crippling thoughts that are filled with fear, and so I want to provide you with some practical steps, as you journey as a solopreneur, so that you will know that when these thoughts come up, you'll be able to actually say, all right, cool, I'm going to take control of this situation, and I'm also going to be okay if there are parts of this situation that I cannot control. But at the end of the day, the negative thought that is nested in doubt and the negative thought that is nested in fear will not overcome me, and I will keep going. So the first step that I'll really suggest that you take is actually, when these thoughts come up, I want you to step back and consciously breathe. Now, it might sound very simple, and it might sound like, all right, cool, we're breathing right now, but I still have to deal with this. No, it's fine. At the end of the day, what this does for you is actually give you back some level of control. The fact that you are consciously stepping back, and the fact that you are consciously deciding that you are going to inhale and exhale, means that you are actually taking back the higher ground. It means that you are saying, all right, cool, the world around me is crumbling, or these thoughts are plaguing me, and and confusion is just there, because of this doubt and fear. But guess what? I'm going to take back control right now by centering myself and breathing, right? So that's the first step. The second thing I want you to do is actually write down what you are feeling doubtful about and what you are feeling fearful about. And yes, if you have a journal, that is perfect, right? So write down exactly what is causing you to feel triggered in terms of, being doubtful and being fearful. So once you write down the exact thought or thoughts, I also want you to write down the positive outcomes that can come from, the situation, right? As well as the negative outcome, right? So once you write down those two columns, I want you to ensure that you're programming your mind to decide to strive for the positive outcome. But then if by some chance, that negative outcome does come, it won't catch you off guard. So therefore, with that, it's not that you necessarily remove the fear, you actually just ensure that it doesn't overpower you, because it won't catch you off guard. But then I still want to caution you and say, hey, life is life. 2020 has shown us that. But at the end of the day, that means that you will not have control over every single thing, but everything that you do know about, at least ensure that, it doesn't necessarily catch you off guard in terms of your emotions. Or even if you do still experience some level of emotion with the outcome, it won't have you on the ground, for longer than needs to, than you need to be on the ground, if you will. So saying that to say, so those are two really practical things that I believe definitely, work. And it goes beyond us just trying to just cut this thing off, or cut off our doubt, cut off our fear. We have to understand that we are human. We are prone to different types of thoughts. So we are prone to different types of emotions and stuff. And the longer we take to acknowledge that, is the longer it takes to actually learn how to healthily manage it. So let's confront it. Let's get in front of it. Let's understand that doubt and fear is there, but you don't have to be overcome by it. All right? Cool.